This is Doleo, an original thriller fiction podcast presented in serialized format, a chapter at a time, written by Jared Canton, narrated by Joshua Canton, a SteadyChaos production.
Hi everyone, this is the author, Jared Canton, back for the second installment of our 10-episode recap, this time covering episodes 11 through 20. But first, I'd like to thank our loyal listeners. Over the past several months, we've seen significant growth in our listenership, and obviously, that couldn't happen without you. But we need you, those that have been coming back since episode 1, to be active listeners. Please visit our brand new website at doleopodcast.com. Check out our Doleo store for free swag updated regularly. And check out the links to our social media accounts from our website. Additionally, every review on Apple Podcasts helps spread word of our show, and we love reading listener feedback, both good and critical. Please leave your thoughts on the show, be heard, and help us continue improving. This season will be about 30 episodes, all said and done. And whether we're back for season 2 depends on you. We have some great story ideas, with the second season planning to explore our arch-villain's origin story, from his or her own perspective, culminating in a clash that will change our hero forever. We'd love to share more stories with you, but we need your support to do so. And now, without further ado, and with this one giant spoiler alert, here is a recap of episodes 11 through 20 of the Doleo Fiction Podcast. The middle third of Season 1 delivers on Ryder's transformation from everyman to vigilante. We start our journey with Breaking Point, the soul-crushing start to this segment of Ryder's story. Ryder finds himself second chair at Paul Friedman's rape trial, nervously awaiting Cindy's arrival on the stand, when everything goes sideways. Paul Friedman cracks and takes advantage of a bailiff's unfortunate illness to attack, leading to a series of tragic events. Cindy's father, Bob, seeing opportunity to avenge his daughter's assault, attempts to subdue Paul, who takes advantage of the situation by wrestling Bob's sidearm away from the uniformed officer. Now armed, and before Ryder can act, Paul executes Cindy, and then turns the gun on himself. In the furious encounter to follow, Ryder is shot and ends up hospitalized, where he meets a strong-willed, intelligent, resourceful doctor named Kinsley. Battling crippling regret and depression along with minor injuries, Ryder heals under Kinsley's care, and the two lay the foundation for a bond that will bring Ryder back from the brink. We continue with Detective Ross hot on Ryder's trail, backing our hero further into a corner. After meeting with a detective, Ryder decides the best way to cement his story about a Boston vigilante on the loose is to in fact bring the man to life. He communicates his intention to become the vigilante, and his dad hesitantly agrees to support the endeavor under one important condition. Ryder must find a doctor to care for and inspect him after every mission. Ryder enlists Kinsley with a half-honest plea, and Dad agrees to use his back channels to procure the equipment necessary to effectuate Doleo's crime-fighting endeavors. Detective Ross pushes forward with the investigation, pressing ever closer, aggressively searching Ryder's apartment. But Dad saves the day, protecting evidence that could connect Ryder to James's attacker's death. After the close call, Dad reveals what he has procured for Ryder to become Doleo, and Ryder suits up. Now a man of two lives, Doleo is officially born. Ryder then meets a young man and potential witness to a murder. While the man refuses to testify in court, he offers Ryder something better, information, and a murderous target for Doleo's initial mission. Ryder executes poorly in his first foray as Doleo, killing one of his targets, injuring a police officer, and killing another gangster while trying to escape the scene. Doleo is real, and the vigilante begins to gain fame and notoriety within the city of Boston. During the initial mission, Ryder is stabbed When he calls Kinsley to assist, she demands the truth, then storms out in a rage, hurt by his lies and angered by his willingness to embroil her in his criminal activities. This segment of the story ends with, in my opinion, our best episode ever, Just Blend In. Dad determines that Ryder is just too inexperienced to tackle large-scale, dangerous missions. He instead plans a low-key peacekeeper assignment, sending Ryder as Doleo to the Boston Comics Convention to prevent the young attendees celebrating the birth of a real-life vigilante from the 40, a violent protest group there to challenge the very existence of Doleo. When violence breaks out, Doleo comes toe-to-toe with a behemoth more interested in hurting innocents than protesting anything. During the battle, Ryder is temporarily knocked unconscious. When he comes to, the lower half of his face mask has been ripped off. It's at this point that he feels the full extent of his anticipatory and sensory powers and realizes that his tactical fabric had been preventing them from employing. With his lower face and neck now exposed, Ryder's tactile hyperesthesia kicks into full gear, and he easily dispatches the large villain, sensing every blow before it can land. When the police take notice, Ryder escapes, aided by interference from his crowd of new allies. With Part 2 behind us, we now enter the third and final act of Season 1. Expect all of Ryder's previous decisions to come back to haunt him, and when they do, those he loves most are put in the crossfire. Can he extinguish the threats that lurk around dark corners? Or will his inexperience be too much to overcome, ending his heroism before it can truly begin?
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed Doleo, please come back for future episodes arriving at regular intervals, and subscribe and rate us on your favorite podcast application.